Hi guys, welcome here. We are at Step It Up and we are with Rachel today. I'm Penelope, and today we're going to be talking about therapy, a very controversial topic.
Mm-hmm. So I think we need to start it off with our general thoughts around therapy. I think that it's really a positive movement to help build awareness around mental health, emotional health, things like that. But I think that the issue with it is that um, it provides advice,
Hmm.
but it does not give you the tools to help you yourself. They'll give you the advice on, you should handle this situation differently, you should handle this situation differently, and at some point you end up coming to your therapist to figure out how to do life.
Yeah.
And instead of them giving you the tools to be able to figure out those things yourself and to be able to strive for those things. So I think that therapy is a wonderful tool, and I think that it should be more geared around helping people to release them from therapy rather than keep them going through therapy for the rest of their lives. Yeah.
Yeah, and so someone who's actually in therapy for over 8 years, I can tell you that some things I've learned. So something I really acknowledge about therapy is that the business model wasn't actually built for the client to succeed. Because when you think about it, when someone goes to therapy, they are not wanting you to not go to therapy anymore because that doesn't make them any more money. So the goal,
Mm-hmm.
so you think about these people that are highly educated in psychology, they are trained to keep you at the level you're at. So they're very like, let's dwell on your problems, let's think about it. I'm not saying all therapists, but I've been to a lot of therapists, and a lot of therapists that I've been to
Mm-hmm.
never really helped me get out of my place. I actually had a therapist once who I was talking to them. I was like, I don't think I need therapy anymore. And they were like, well, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work so that you can stay in therapy. And I was like, but I don't need it anymore. Like, I'm okay. Like, I don't need therapy. And they're like, oh, it's fine. We'll figure it out. And I literally had to be like, okay, and then hang up and then send them a message saying, I don't need this
Didn't
anymore.
that take you a year
It
to
took
get
me a
out of
whole
it?
year to get out of it. It took me a
Mm-hmm.
whole year. And it's like, it's crazy because, like, these people are trained to keep you sick.
Yeah, it's holding a carrot in front of a person and then telling them that they can't reach that carrot for the rest of their life, but they have to keep going into therapy so that they can reach the carrot, but they don't teach you how to grab the carrot. So it's like that's why I think that Step It Up, your program, is so beneficial for young people, is because through the health of the body, the mind, it creates the ability to grab that carrot and
Yeah.
have it for yourself. It's
Yeah.
like you can have your cake and eat it too, except we don't. Cake's not necessarily healthy, like the sugars and stuff. But that's not what we're talking
Make a
about
healthy
here.
cake.
Make a healthy cake. Yeah, use your buckwheat. Um, but yeah, so it's like you can learn how to go through these emotions, and by going through emotions most of your problems just fade away. You don't need to mentally think about it and toil over how I'm going to fix this small problem, this small problem, this small problem. You look at the bigger picture and your body and your emotions, and when you can move through those, if you can move through your anger, if you can move through your sadness, your fear, even excitement, which can lead to some anxiety
Yeah.
depending on the type of
Yeah.
excitement. It's like, wow, I suddenly no longer have problems that need to be fixed through therapy. So you,
Exactly.
you are suddenly, by Step It Up, like you can be granted, and even like, oh, there's ways to do it without Step It Up as well. But Step
Mhm.
It Up is a really awesome key to help you move forward.
Yeah.
It's understanding that there is a way for you to have tools to go through your emotions and to go through what your body truly wants, feels, thinks, and to help it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to really
100%.
get in tune with it. And it helps you to make better decisions and to make decisions without a clouded mind because you're able to listen to your body.
I really want to touch on what you said because therapy doesn't actually enable you to move through the emotions. Because when you think about
Mm-hmm.
it, you sit in that chair. I remember sitting in that chair. They're like, oh, how do you feel today or whatever? And you just talk about your problems for an hour. What is accomplished in that hour?
It makes you, honestly, probably more angry, frustrated, sad, fearful.
Yeah.
Like, you complaining doesn't really help. If you've noticed, some of the people that you have, like friends that maybe complain to you a lot, they don't really get out of that pattern. It's a pattern. You'll if they complain to you for an hour, maybe they'll do that every week, or maybe they'll do that multiple times every week or stuff like that. But it's a place that you come from.
Yeah.
So it's really important to be able to change the place that you come from rather than coming from that and just being deeper in your patterns and, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And also, like, what is getting solved by talking about your problems is like there's nothing really happening there. It's just this back and forth. And when you think about it, I think I heard this movie The Secret once, and it's a really brilliant ideology because it's all about how when you speak positive, you receive positive, and when you speak negative, you get negative back.
Yes.
So imagine sitting in a room for an hour speaking negatively about what's going wrong in your life. Wrong, bad.
It's the law of attraction.
The law of attraction, quite literally. So you've seen that movie?
I have not seen the movie, but I think of it as it's actually the way that I kind of decide what I'm gonna do.
Wow.
When I listen to my friends saying I hate math or I'm bad at math or I'm bad at this, I'm bad at that, I'm like, why don't we say I'm improving at math?
Oh my gosh, Rachel.
I'm improving at this. I'm working on it. There is a massive shift in the mentality of somebody who's talking about something in a way that they're growing or in a positive positive affirmative way, then rather than a negative one. And I think that that's something that our generation really struggles with, is positively talking about themselves and something that they're not sure about. Like also is like bringing down yourself. You know what? Why don't we build ourselves up? Wouldn't that be more beneficial? Wouldn't we feel better if we started to use more positive affirmations? So what I always do is I filter myself. I never say hate. I never say not. I never say don't. I don't use negative. Oh, I just use it. I avoid, or no, that's also negative. I improve the way that I'm speaking so that I don't put limits on myself.
Yeah. It's so interesting that you said that because a lot of times, like, I've even said to friends, like, oh, you should be, like, why don't we try saying it this way? Or how about instead of I can't, I will, or we're working on it. Or, like, one of my best friends, she was like, everything's not going wrong. We don't have time for this. And I was like, everything's going great. It's all going to be, like, just fine. It's going to work out in the divine way. She got so angry at me.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like, people get angry at the positive, and so we have to, like, learn.
It's not toxic positivity, guys. It's possibility. It's
positive possibility.
It's possibility, not toxic positivity. So, like, listen, guys. It's okay to be both realistic and positive.
Yeah.
It's okay to improve. I promise y'all. I promise y'all.
Yeah, it is. And sorry, so another thing is pills don't build the skills, right?
Yes.
So therapists love to be like, oh, you're sad? Here's a depression pill.
And guess what that does? That gives them more money.
And it gives you more depression.
It does, yeah. See, the thing is, they don't solve your problems. What it does is try to take you out of it. So your body, when you're going through something, like let's say that you're feeling angry, right? And you try to push it down because you don't want to project it on other people. First of all, that ends up projecting it on other people.
A lot of other people.
But also, it locks it somewhere in your body. And like you might notice sometimes when you're angry, you feel triggered and you feel it like in your chest or you feel it in your stomach or something. That's like the locked emotion. So if we don't move through that by moving, by breathing, by like even making noise, like yelling, like stuff like that.
Just scream in your car, you know?
Like a way that's not harmful for another person. It gets locked in, and you know what that can become? It can become depression. It can become anxiety. That's a the triggering feeling in your stomach. The butterflies, like that, it can be locked emotion that becomes anxiety and things like this, which can you can get diagnosed as ADHD or ADD, where you can't focus on other things because the fluttering in your stomach, it just keeps you going, stuff like that. So,
and I believe that all of these emotions are choices too.
I believe that they are choices, and sometimes we don't see that they're choices.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Sometimes it's important to understand that they are choices and to be able to see that It's just that you need to have the tools to be able to release it. And by going to therapy, people are put into, the loop of, I have to live by what my therapist says. And sometimes it's hard to like live on that advice, and it's advice on little things. Well, like, think about the way that you're acting with your mom. Like, maybe you kind of take out some of your anger on them, and maybe you take out your anger on your parents, and then the therapist will tell you, oh, well, you should be nicer to your parents, or maybe go and breathe in a room before you go to talk with them. But they don't tell you, oh, go somewhere else, express your emotion, and you won't feel triggered, or you won't feel angry anymore.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so the last topic that we wanted to touch on
Yes.
was giving advice, but not the tools.
Exactly what I was saying at the beginning. It's you give advice, and you give advice day to day. The therapist is giving you advice on how to live your life, but not giving you the tools to live your life for yourself.
You know what's really funny? A lot of the therapists that give advice don't follow their own advice.
That is one of the things I respect most about Penelope and her mom, Helene, is that they practice what they preach. Oh, girl, I'll tell you. Girl or boy, everyone. I came here for like, how long have I been here?
Probably like a week now.
A week almost. And oh my gosh, I have been eating like millet bread and buckwheat pizza and the healthiest olive oil, ceremonial grade matcha, ceremonial grade cacao. Guys, I tell you, I've been doing the sauna and the cold plunge and the workouts and the moving through your emotions and the yoga in the mornings. Oh my gosh.
Productive conversations.
Yes, productive conversations, talks over dinner, and it's really impressive to me. Also, Penelope, your story on how you lost you lost so much weight, and you learned to love yourself. It's just it's absolutely insane. And one of the things that I love so much about Penelope and Helene's work is that Step It Up is a practice what you preach program.
Yeah.
They live it.
They
live Step It Up. It's not just, oh, we're here to help you fix your problems, but we're not going to fix ours with the same advice.
Yeah.
A lot of therapists don't follow their own advice,
and
but
programs.
they have great advice.
A lot of programs do that too. Like
Yeah.
you see, like Oprah, who like does Weight Watchers, and you're like, she's kind of overweight. Like what? Like it's kind of not practicing what you preach. So it's really important in any aspect of your life that when you're following or listening to someone, they actually do what they say and not say what they do.
Yes, that's what I really value when I'm choosing my friends is do they have a lifestyle that I want to end up as? Like do they have a lifestyle that I want to follow?
Yeah.
And then I choose to listen to what they say or not, depending on if they practice what they preach.
Exactly, and I love this analogy of like, if you're not going to ask a homeless person how to make money or how they got rich, you're not going to ask them for business advice. It's the same thing, but you would ask a millionaire how they got to be a millionaire because you would want the same results and outcomes.
Exactly.
So you have to follow the people that actually have the results you want, not getting there or don't have them, because it's like, why are you listening to people? It's like a lot of friends and therapists will give advice, but they're not actually using it. It's like, just use your logic in that, right? Like,
yeah, it's a very simple skill to look into a person's life and how their dynamics are working out for them to decide if that's the way that you want your life to be in those dynamics.
Yeah.
So it's a very valuable skill, and it's easy. It's an easy one to create.
It is. And have you ever been in therapy or known anyone that's been in therapy?
I have known people in therapy, but I myself have never been in therapy. That's why I love having people and experiences so that they can share. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people who've been in therapy and they've not improved. You don't see any dramatic improvement.
Wow.
But what I have seen is dramatic improvement in the people going through your program, like yourself and your mom and even myself. I've been feeling so much better after eating y'all's food and going through y'all's lifestyle and stuff. I want to get a sauna and cold plunge, guys. Like, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's so nice. It changes your life.
Nice.
Isn't it life-changing?
It's life-changing.
It's life-changing. It really is.
But that's the big thing. It's life-changing versus situation-changing.
Yeah, and that's super important, not to let people who don't have the things you want get inside of your life and inside your brain, because when psychologists are trained to psychologically change the way your brain thinks. And so if you've been in therapy for years, like I know people that have been in therapy for years and they still have the same problems. And I'm like, hey, why are you still in therapy? Like, what are you doing? What is this serving you?
Yeah. Like how does it serve you? That's a good question. So if you are currently in therapy or if you're thinking about doing therapy, just really think about the bigger picture, how it serves you in the long run. It's really important for us, especially in today's society, to think about the long-term health of ourselves, and step it up's about like little steps. It's about little steps. It's not like you're gonna do um, you're gonna run 8 miles a day starting tomorrow. It's you're gonna walk for 2 minutes
Every day.
just to start the habit, and then maybe you're gonna challenge yourself. You're gonna go 15. Maybe you're gonna challenge yourself. You're gonna go an hour, and you just progressively feel better on that those step by step
Yeah, and you stay
things.
that way forever, and that's the goal. The goal is to actually keep it, not to just say, I'm going to do keto tomorrow, and then gain all the weight back the next day, because I did that.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle that serves you.
Exactly. All right. Well, we covered some of the topics we wanted to, but I love talking with you, Rachel. Rachel is like my dearest friend. She's my newest friend. I literally love her with my whole heart. We get along like if we were sisters.
She's a pod, yes.
Literally. And I'm just so grateful to have you on. Thank you for taking the time. She flew all the way from Texas to be here, which is amazing.
Texas.
I will put her socials down below so you can follow her journey. You're going off to college. You're going to Texas A&M.
Yes.
There we go.
To all you Aggies out there, gig 'em.
So excited for you. I know that's something you really dream big. You're the valedictorian of your class, which is amazing.
Thank you.
So really check her out. She's an amazing person. I love her so much.
I love you too.
All right, so we're going to step out now, but don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see more content from us, don't forget to comment down below. Bye,
Thank you.
guys.